Once upon a time, in a kingdom hidden deep within an ancient forest, there lived a young girl named Elara. She and her grandmother, a wise but mysterious woman, resided in a small cottage at the edge of the woods. While her grandmother often dismissed the villagers' whispers that she was once a powerful sorceress, Elara had always felt there was something magical about her. Elara's favorite place in the world was a massive willow tree standing by a shimmering lake in the heart of the forest. This wasn't an ordinary tree. Its roots were said to hold the magic of the entire forest together. By day, it was a peaceful haven, but by night, the willow transformed. Strange blue lights, like dancing fireflies, would swirl around its branches, whispering in a language no one could understand. One evening, as Elara tended to her garden, a cloaked stranger appeared at her door. His face was hidden beneath a hood, but his voice was deep and smooth, commanding attention. "I seek the keeper of the willow," he said, his dark eyes glinting like shards of obsidian. Elara's grandmother froze. Her calm demeanor wavered for the first time in years, and she replied sternly, "Leave this place. The willow's secrets are not for you." The stranger smirked, but said no more. With a low bow, he disappeared into the forest, his presence lingering in the air like a storm waiting to strike. That night, Elara couldn't sleep. The stranger's words echoed in her mind. Who was the keeper of the willow? Why had he come? And why had her grandmother seemed so afraid? Ignoring her grandmother's warnings about the dangers of the forest at night, Elara slipped out of the cottage and made her way to the willow. The moonlight guided her path, casting long, eerie shadows among the trees. When she reached the lake, the willow's blue lights were already dancing, their whispers filling the air. "Elara," one of the lights spoke softly, forming into a glowing wisp before her. "The tree is in danger. The stranger seeks to sever its roots and steal its magic. You must protect it." Before Elara could respond, the wisp flew into her chest, and she gasped as warmth spread through her body. Suddenly, she could understand the whispers of the other lights. They told her the truth. The willow wasn't just a tree. It was the heart of the forest, its roots binding the land together. If the stranger succeeded in his plan, the forest would wither and its magic would vanish forever. The next morning, Elara confronted her grandmother, anger and confusion bubbling within her. "Why didn't you tell me the truth? The willow is in danger, and the lights say I'm supposed to protect it." Her grandmother sighed, her face heavy with sadness. "Because I wanted to shield you. Being the keeper is not a blessing, Elara. It's a burden. The willow's magic is powerful, but it comes with a cost." Before Elara could ask what she meant, the door burst open. The air turned cold, and there stood the stranger, his staff crackling with dark energy. "Step aside, old woman," he commanded. "The girl is mine." Her grandmother stood tall, summoning a barrier of shimmering light. "You will not touch her." The stranger sneered, and with a wave of his staff shattered the barrier, sending her grandmother sprawling to the floor. Elara's heart raced as she grabbed a branch from the hearth, clutching it tightly. "You won't take the willow," she shouted, her voice trembling but resolute. The stranger laughed darkly, raising his staff to strike. But before he could, the wisp returned, glowing brighter than ever. It wrapped itself around Elara, transforming the branch in her hand into a radiant sword. The whispers of the willow surged through her mind, guiding her every movement. As the stranger unleashed his dark magic, Elara met it with the light of the willow. The forest came alive around her. Roots erupted from the ground, branches lashed out, and the very air shimmered with ancient energy. The battle raged on, and Elara felt the weight of the forest's magic growing within her. With one final strike, she shattered the stranger's staff, unleashing a blinding burst of light. When the light faded, the stranger was gone, his shadowy presence erased from the forest. Exhausted, Elara collapsed to her knees. Her grandmother rushed to her side, her eyes filled with pride and tears. "You are stronger than I ever imagined," she whispered. "The willow chose well." The whispers of the willow grew louder, and Elara felt its roots binding with her spirit. She understood now. She wasn't just a girl anymore. She was the keeper, and it was her destiny to protect the magic of the forest. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, the forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. The blue lights of the willow faded, and the forest was quiet once more. But Elara knew this was only the beginning. The forest's magic was safe for now, but greater dangers might come. And so, Elara embraced her destiny, her heart burning with determination. She was no longer afraid of the dark. She was the light that would guide the forest through the shadows, its protector and keeper.